juice? Who's got the juice? Smooth.
Now I'd better take off these wet clothes.
Ah, Miss Croft, how I have longed to talk about you. Okay, fun fact about me, guys, but one of my role models, not only in gaming, not only in fiction or non-fiction, not only in everything, is Miss Lara Croft. I have so much love for this woman, and I honestly don't think I'll be able to fit all of this in a juicy treat, but you know what, let's give it a jolly good shot. I was first introduced to Lara Croft with her first installment on the PS1 Tomb Raider. It was one of the first games I ever played, and my god, I used to play the hell out of this. I remember doing the mansion a countless amount of times. I remember doing the first level, you know, dodging the arrows, or trying to anyway, and then with the wolves, and then you got the feet prints, and then the music's like dun 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 dun, and it was also intense, and the bear when you're jumping over, and the bear's just like roar. And I never could make that jump when I was a kid, so I used to die quite a bit. Well, in fact, I died generally, but I don't really care. I just absolutely loved playing this game when I was a kid, and heck, not gonna lie, I'm still playing the first section of this game to this day. I think it's such a good opening sequence. This game actually gave me a dream that I've held dear to my heart since I was probably like 4 or 5 when I first played this game. I have no idea how old I was, but that dream is to go on an adventure. I have always longed to go on like one of those outstanding, out of your comfort zone adventures, and I still hold it dear to my heart, and it's still something I'm gonna do. It's something on my bucket list, but it's all thanks to this little game right here. I remember when I was a kid, I got like a bikini crop top thing. It came with the whole suit, obviously, but the only reason I begged my mum for it was because it reminded me so much of Lara Croft's like sports bra type thing in the mansion segments, and I really wanted to be like her, and there's a picture of me looking at it, and I could just picture myself feeling like Lara Croft in that moment. My mum knew I only wanted it because I looked like Lara Croft, but I have been cosplaying since I was 5 years old. Hey boys! But when I played this as a kid, I could never pass the T-Rex stage because A, it shitified me too much. That's a new word, it shitified me. And I thought it was really, really hard when I was a kid. But nowadays I just go into the gap in the corner and I'm just like bum 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 bum. And I think I actually first defeated the T-Rex when I played this game with brother Jim many years ago. We said we were going to marathon them all, but we only finished the first one and then we stopped. I then unfortunately only played 2, 3, 4 and Chronicles on demo discs because unfortunately we didn't own them. I own 2 now physically. I'm gonna try and collect them all, but it's hard to do this sort of stuff in the UK unless you go online. But I'm playing them all on my Vita now because I've only played like bits of all of them, but the bits I have played I know from the back of my hand. And I've got the trilogy on my Vita, so I'm playing through them at the moment. I'm currently going through Tomb Raider 1, and I will get Chronicles and 4 on the Vita, but I've only got like 3GB worth of memory on the thing, so I've got to kind of get a new memory card, and it's kind of consumed by Final Fantasy VII, and I just can't bring myself to depart with that save file. No, this isn't talking about Final Fantasy VII, this is talking about Tomb Raider! Ah! You then have a game that I remember still begging my mum to purchase for me for a little treat, Tomb Raider The Prophecy for the Game Boy Advance. Oh gosh, I remember finding this game and it was such a surprise to me. I had no idea it existed, or heck that it was on a Nintendo console, or even that it was on a handheld. I mean guys, Tomb Raider on the go! This was at a stage where I was obsessed with my Game Boy Advance. Both me and brother Jim, we both were, we loved them. And so now that I could play Tomb Raider on the go, I remember barely taking it out of my Game Boy Advance because I used to play it in the car, in the toilet, at home. I just freaking loved it. I couldn't get very far on it, to be fair, because it was a bit too tricky for my little brain. But I still remember absolutely loving it and putting the cheats in because, you know, it's Game Boy Advance, so I felt justified in it. I was a little cheat for it, I won't lie. I just wanted to play the rest of the game, don't judge me. But I remember the music being really good, it looked really good, it was a lot of fun to play, and I'll tell you what, I will probably revisit it at some point because I don't see a fault with it. I think it was really, really good and an excellent Game Boy Advance game. But I do have to say, her death scream in that was at first terrifying, but then it was hilarious. And straight after that you got Tomb Raider and the Angel of Darkness, and I have so much hatred for this game because it was the first time my little self then got a PS2 game, and it was the first one I got for Tomb Raider, and it was the first time I felt really disappointed. So, you know what, I'm going to save this one for a full-on review. Let's just say for now, I've played it. And that's all I'll say for this juicy treat. I played it. But changing the moods, we then got Tomb Raider Legends, and my god, I was so excited for this game. This is the game that I wanted from Tomb Raider Angel of Darkness. I was so excited about this game. I even remember saving up all my little pocket money just to go to Woolworths and buy this game. Rest in peace, Woolworths, you were the closest place I could have bought video games, but you're long gone now. But I remember just saving up my money, going into the store, seeing it on PSP, and I just bought it immediately. I was so excited and so proud that I saved up the money for this. I got it on the PSP because this was the first stage where I got a PSP, so I was, you know, when you first get a console you want to get every single game for it, so I got it on the PSP rather than the PS2, and I just remember loads of little segments for it. I remember not being able to put it down, but I remember there's like moments where Lara's in a dress or something when she's in a fancy bar or a hotel room or something. Then you've got obviously her climbing buildings, which is the standard, and the final boss. I believe the main villain was like a lady in like a business suit or something, and the monster was like this the fire looking rock type thing. It was all orangey or red, I think. And I think I remember Lara Croft being like, "This stone belongs in a museum," you know, like they do in Indiana Jones and all that jazz. But I will revisit this game with the HD trilogy, but I'm going to play the trilogy first. I think I'm just going to marathon them all in chronological order, hopefully. We'll see how it goes. And then with Tomb Raider Anniversary, I remember begging my dad for this game. I seem to do a lot of begging for Tomb Raider. It was the only game I really had to get. You know, the one when you're like, "I need this game, I need it, you don't understand, Mummy and Daddy, I need it." But I remember getting Tomb Raider the Anniversary for the PS2. I believe we got it in a Toys R Us store. And I remember I didn't actually realise it was sort of like a revisit to the first game until I got to the T-Rex part. Yes, it took me that long. Because they like add loads of new features into it, add loads of more little puzzles to it, and I thought it looked great. I was engulfed in the adventure. I liked the new puzzles, even though some of them I thought were pretty hard. I think there was like a Greek puzzle in it or something, or which I can't really remember. I just remember there being a lot of water, and then there's levels, and then you're jumping on a lot of towers because they're all different levels and whatnot. But I remember playing this game, and then when I got up to the T-Rex, I was like, "Oh my god, it's the legendary T-Rex on the PS2! This is amazing!" And I didn't beat this one either. I didn't seem to beat games when I was a kid. I sort of played them until I found the next thing. But absolutely freaking loved it, and I've yet to revisit it in the HD trilogy. But yeah, Tomb Raider Anniversaries, it's a game I still hold dear to my heart. I've still got it physical on my PS2, so good game. Good fun game, I found it. If memory serves me correct, it was a good game. And then you have Tomb Raider Underworld, which I am playing at the moment with a certain someone if they actually decide that they're in the mood to play their game whenever we're together. But Tomb Raider Underworld, I actually started playing, I think it was last year, I think I started playing it, because I remember my uncle had it on the Wii when it first came out, but I never liked the idea of a Tomb Raider game being on the Wii. I've always been like, you know, hand controllers. I didn't want the whole motion stuff, this, that and the other. But I remember I never got this game because I sort of thought I toned down from Tomb Raider quite a bit. I thought it looked good, but this was at a phase where I think I was taking a breather from Tomb Raider. But I'm playing Underworld at the moment, which we still have to continue to play. We did the water bit and I had a lot of fun with that, but at that point I was like, oh, you know what, maybe we should get into an actual tomb, that'd be really cool. And then when we actually got to the part where you go into the tomb, a certain someone said, "No, I'm not in the mood for this anymore, I'm kind of bored of it now." And so I'm going to ignore what you say, so if you do want to play with me, then we're going to play it when I next see you, but if not, I'm going to play this on my own, because I need to carry on with this, and yes, I am playing it in the HD trilogy. The HD trilogy's just got 3 really good games on it, so everyone go get the HD trilogy, basically. And then we have the new Tomb Raider games, the one that are just like, Tomb Raider. And I actually was quite late to this party. I didn't get the first new Tomb Raider game until it was, you know, when you find it in a second-hand store and then it's a little bit cheaper and you're like, ah, brilliant, that's a good price. I think it was because at this stage I didn't have the money. I was studying for my A-levels or I was doing a lot of studying at school, basically, so I didn't have the time to dedicate towards it, and I wanted to put so much time into this game. But when I did get it, I could not put it down at first. I remember absolutely loving it. It took me it took me some time, there's the word, to warm up to the new Lara Croft, because I've always seen her as being, like, confident, you know, she's confident, she's strong, she's big busted, which gives her more of like a sex appeal, this, that and the other, and now you've got this much more like human, vulnerable, rookie, let's say. Yeah, because she's more like a rookie in this game. And it took me a while to sort of warm up to that new Lara Croft, but once you go through the trials with her and then you see her develop as a character, I warmed up to her. I really did like her, but I will say I still think I prefer the traditional Lara Croft, but that's just because I always view her as being this confident and proud, strong woman, this, that and the other. Not saying that she isn't in the new Tomb Raider games, but it's kind of different. It's hard to explain. I won't explain it in a juicy treat, but I played the first Tomb Raider game, had a lot of fun with it basically, and then actually I got Rise of the Tomb Raider this year. I got it for my 21st birthday as a surprise gift from a certain someone. I got it in the post and I was not expecting it at all. He got me like the special edition version, so it's got all like the art in it, this, that and the other, and I absolutely love it. But I'm playing through that one at the moment, so I can't really have that much of a judgment on it yet because I'm still not even halfway through. I don't think. I'm probably around not even a quarter, so that'll be like a third? I don't know, maths. But I'll give it more. I mean, I'm enjoying it so far. I've had a good time with it. I've enjoyed the puzzles, the tombs. I love exploring the tombs and the areas. Like, I can't progress until I fully explored an area, and then I've done a bit of hunting, this, that and the other, but I'm enjoying it. It's not the best Tomb Raider game in the world, I won't lie, but I'm enjoying it. I don't have a problem with it. So that's Tomb Raider for you, one of my favourite gaming series ever, or one of the ones that's probably dearest to my heart. I will never let this series go. It's always means so much to me, and it's kind of odd how much I love Lara Croft as my role model. But but I absolutely freaking love this series. If you want a good adventure, if you really love exploring, solving puzzles, this, that and the other, then I highly recommend this series, and I can't wait to talk about it more on like actual Professor Juice, whether I do reviews on it, if I do sketches on it, not skets or scats. But I can't wait to do. I'm just so excited, you guys. I'm so excited to cover more Tomb Raider on Professor Juice, and I hope you will enjoy it when the content comes out. I also watched the Tomb Raider films. That's another issue entirely. I remember getting the first film when I was a kid, and I absolutely freaking loved it when I was a kid, and I really loved Angelina Jolie just because she was Lara Croft. But watching it back, I realised it's got the actor from Game of Thrones, you know, the one who's always like, Khaleesi. And B, it's so freaking stupid. I just ended up laughing throughout the whole thing, but I kind of still love it. And then you've also got the second film, which is like Cradle of Birth or something like that. I can't remember what it's called. But I've only ever watched that one when it's popped up on TV, and I don't remember much from it, apart from I think there's a scene where there's water, and then you've got Lara with someone else by a lake or something, and they're gonna die, or one of them's gonna die. I can't remember. That film was But if you want a good laugh, I recommend the first film. It's goofy, it's fun, and it's a fun little spin-off Tomb Raider game. Film! It's a film! God damn it!